Let's start Thursday night. Broncos take on the Bulldogs, Fletch. The Broncos looking to bounce back from a Golden Point loss to the Warriors, which was quite bizarre. The Broncos are trying to avoid their third straight loss. So I think this is a danger game for the Bulldogs.
I
With the
agree.
Broncos reeling, they need a win here, don't they?
They're back home. Selwyn Cobbo at fullback, it adds a different dimension to what Reece Walsh. So you're going to have that big carry coming back. You probably won't have the silky skills or the pace as Reece Walsh, but it's going to be one in the forward pack. Dogs have been flying, but now they're coming up against a pack. This is the best pack they've come up against in the last 8 weeks, and they're coming off a loss. And Madge, if you listen to his press conference, he was sort of alluding to the fact there was a couple of stars that didn't aim up.
Yeah.
I think he was talking about his halves.
Yeah.
So these blokes have been around a long time. They're up for a big game. But in saying that, you know, everyone's saying, the Dogs haven't played anyone yet. But you can only beat who's in front of you. And they've been brilliant. Defensively, they have been the best team in the competition. I can see an upset coming.
Yeah.
Are you a bit nervous?
I'm nervous. About this game. I almost think, and I love Reece Walsh, but maybe it wasn't the worst thing just for the style that Madge likes to play, that Cobbo comes in and Walsh takes a rest and they just try and blast through the middle rather than their go-to being Reece Walsh sweeping out the back of every single play.
Yeah, he has been struggling a little bit with... He was trying too hard. You know, when people say he's trying too hard, I think he generally was.
Yeah.
And then when it wasn't coming off, he was just getting more frustrated and frustrated. So maybe, having 6 weeks off or 4 weeks off it might do him good. But irrespective of that, it's going to be one in the middle. And the Patrick Carrigan, Payne Haas versus Josh Curran and Max King, that's where it's going to be won or lost, I feel.
That's a David versus Goliath, isn't it?
Well, they are a big pack, the Brisbane Broncos, but the Dogs have been... You know, that we all made fun. We didn't make fun of him. We also are going to sign another utility.
You would have met Josh Curran in person.
I have. I have met Josh Curran.
Is he the smallest starting prop you've ever seen?
No, I haven't. No, he's not. He's quite tall.
Yeah.
He's quite slight, I would
Slight,
say.
yeah.
But that's just the way the game's going.
Yeah.
And
When you match up, say, King versus Carrigan, Curran versus Haas, you just go, geez.
Yeah.
It's two very different
What
athletes.
about the big number 11s? Kickow and our man Willison. He's come on.
Yeah, he's good.
A lot, Willison. So huge ask to keep winning for the Dogs. Could this be the game they lose?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tip the Bronx.
I'm going to go Bulldogs 1-12.
have to.
I think it'll be a tight one. It'll be a sellout, won't it? Suncorp Thursday night, public holiday
maybe.
Friday.
Maybe not a sellout, but I think they'll get 40 odd.
Yeah.
What does it hold? 55, 56?
55, yeah.
How much do you reckon Allianz holds?
48.
Yeah, 45.
45.
There you go.
Speaking of Allianz, Roosters take on Dragons. Yeah, it is the ANZAC Day clash. Roosters are coming off a big loss to the Panthers, but are still betting favourites. The Dragons are flying.
Yeah.
They've won 3 of their past 4. That's snuck up on us, hasn't it?
So they've gone, none of these teams... Well, sorry, the St. George Illawarra have won the last 2 games, so they won 2 in a row. Chooks have been loss, win, loss. I saw signs in that first half. I thought they were against Penrith, like they pushed the Panthers there. It was that last try. The 2 tries down the Roosters' left-hand side. The one before halftime cost them a lot.
Yep.
Now, Billy Smith is back there at left centre, and we're going to have Marky Mark on the wing, so... I feel that's going to strengthen that side. But the Dragons, Gutho.
Yeah.
I love Jaden Sewer on the edge there. Kyle Flanagan, he needs a rap. I feel that, he's been much maligned, but you've got to give credit where credit is due. He has matured as a half, and he looks so much more comfortable out there. Like he's turned into quite a bit of a leader since Benny Hunt's gone. So, and now up against the young kid who's only playing his 3rd game, young Hugo Savala.
Yeah.
That's my worry. Like, it is a huge game.
Yep.
Big game for a kid to come in
Yep.
at number 7 and steer the team around. He would never have played in front of Well, he hasn't. He's never going to play in front of 45,000 people on such a special day. That's my worry for the Chooks.
Yep. How's this for a stat? The Roosters have won 11 of the past 13 games.
Yeah.
ANZAC Day games.
Day games.
Yeah. That's huge.
Yeah. Well, it is their home ground.
Yeah.
It was a couple of years at the Career Ground too, wasn't it? Gosh, that was awkward playing out there and watching. Wasn't it hard?
Yeah, never liked it. The Warriors take on the Knights. They've taken the game to Christchurch. It's a sellout. The Knights are struggling in attack. 4 losses since starting 2-0. So they're 4 on the trot.
Yep.
The Knights have been outscored 100-24 in the past 4 games.
I know, and it's when you look at their attacking that left side, and Dylan Lucas is back now, which is going to help them. But we were talking about this yesterday. Kalen just seems like he's not interested.
Mm.
You know when he's up, when he's getting a dummy half and he's just popping around and he's scooting across field, he's playing both sides. I haven't seen that for a couple of weeks. So
yeah, feels like a chicken or the egg though, right? Is it the Knights are playing poor, so Kalen's lost interest, or Kalen's lost interest, so the Knights are playing poor?
Now, I don't know whether he's lost interest. He's just not sort of... You know when he went on that run, when he was just... Everything was revolving around him?
Yep.
Maybe they've just worked him out. Maybe...
Even the first couple of games this season, though, I went, geez, Ponga's a shoo-in for Dalian this year.
Yeah.
He's flying.
He did, isn't he? That's
Putting
what I mean.
his body on the line in defence, super physical.
Just
gone.
Yeah, just sometimes you can just fall out of form a little bit. They lost 4 in a row, so they're going to be extremely desperate. Warriors, though, they're humming over there.
Yeah. Surprisingly.
I'm going Warriors.
Remember after Vegas, everyone was saying the Warriors are done. Terrible year for the Warriors.
And everyone's coming out
good.
saying,
Yeah.
can't have Luke Metcalf as a half.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he's been all right. Yeah, I'm in a Warriors 13+ there. Storm take on the Rabbitohs. The Storm are looking to bounce back after a loss to the Dolphins. This is the worst possible time for the Rabbits to play the Storm.
Yeah, what is this? Is this 15 in a row? Or they haven't won down there, have they? 19 in a row. So the Bunnies have not won down there.
They've never won a game in Melbourne. They're 0-19. That's insane.
Storm.
Rabbits are on a 2-game losing streak, so they've put Latrell to fullback to try and fix the slide. Jai Gray's gone to the bench.
Yeah, is this a double smash? Smash?
I think
double smash.
I think Storm are,
Respectfully, smash.
Nick Meaney's back in for the Storm. They are missing Warbrick, Howarth, Grant, and Asofa Solomona. Latrell to fullback, Gray to the bench. Sullivan to partner Walker in the halves. Lewis Dodd on the extended bench. I just got the feeling after last week and watching it live, I don't feel like they used Jack White enough. I thought they might have brought him into the halves, but
well, they did.
No good.
They did towards the end of the game. He went to 6 and Latrell
he did?
went,
Mid-game?
Latrell went to the centres. It didn't
do anything.
Didn't really. They just got dominated through the middle. But I thought Lewis Dodd tried hard. His kicking game was okay. He's on the nose there at the Bunnies. So Jaden Sullivan, he's going to be partnering Cody Walker. It is Warriors Storm for me.
Yeah, 13+ job.
WWE. This is from Dragon Dave. Junkyard Dog. This one here, it's nothing to do with Wacky Team, but I like the joke. What's the difference between a Tesla and an echidna? The pricks are on the inside in a Tesla. That's not very nice. It's not very nice. Where are the Wacky Teams? Need some wacky. Oh, yeah. Joe Cocker Spaniel. That's from Big Keb from Kersley. No, we can't have Mitchell Pearce. We can't have that. Christian Wolf. Can't have rugby league, sorry. Cannot have that. Shane Heel in the halves. That's a good one. Chock from Calderwood.
That's
Shane
good.
Heel in the halves. What about what we got here? Sean Kelpie. Can't have that either. That was Vossi. Vossi can't have Sean Kelpie. Can't be rugby league. Brian Toto and Benji. Sure that. What about Dick Pound for Wacky Team? Dick Pound, he's an all-star. He's always in it.
Was he head of the Commonwealth Games Committee or something like that?
Is he not a NASCAR racer?
No, Dick Pound's ASDA.
IOC?
No, wasn't he WADA? He was WADA. Okay, pretty sure.
Yeah.
This one here, my Wacky Team has to be Brett Lee, the famous greyhound, Magpie Swanee. Boys, the Broncos coming off a 5-day turnaround from New Zealand. Dogs, 7 days. Dogs have to win. Wacky team. Sorry. Oh, here we go. Wolfie Goldberg from Josh.
Saquon Barkley, that's pretty good.
Yeah, can't have him in there. I like Dick Pound. That's going okay.
Yeah.
And Sybil Shepherd. Very good. Anyway, get to this.
All right. Let's get to the rest of our Round 8 preview. The Run Home Round preview, thanks to the Hyundai Pre-Office. Visit your participating Hyundai dealer today. Queensland Derby, Fletch. Cowboys take on the Titans. This is hard to pick because you don't know which Titans are going to turn up. Cowboys are fresh off the bye. They're looking for a 4th straight win. The Titans are on a slide. They've dropped 3 straight. The Titans have won 1 of their past 13 in Townsville.
Yeah, Titans. Cows coming off the bye.
Yeah, fresh.
You look at the Titans and you go, this will be what they did to the Chooks in that they scored 4 tries in the last 20 minutes. They just went berserk. I'm just looking at the team list. Did we say that?
So we've got Fafita back for the Cowboys. Nenai and Bateman are back in.
Campbell back in? Jaden Campbell? No,
He's
not. Nah. Cows for me.
Yeah.
They're humming along pretty nicely. So cows, please.
All righty.
You?
Cows, 13 plus.
You love a 13 plus.
Yeah, I love a 13 plus. And an overs on points in that game, I reckon.
Yep.
Not a lot of defense. Panthers take on the Seagulls. Panthers finally win in Australia with a resounding win over the Chooks. You mentioned yesterday, Fletch, you think the Chooks played them into a bit of form there in the second half?
Oh, I feel that everything was starting to click for him a little bit. Blaze Talangi, I thought, was very good for them. Best game he's had for the Panthers. Not much different to the side. I know Isaac Tungor is back into the starting side.
So on our rundown here, Fletch,
yeah,
it says the Seagulls suck. 3 straight losses.
Who wrote that?
Who wrote that?
Why do you hate the what is it, Brooksy?
Brooksy, you hate them?
What is it about the? Yeah, I can hear it.
Do you think that the DC thing's a distraction?
Yes.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. When we saw Jake Trebojevic come on out, I'm surprised it didn't pick up more attention when he was talking about.
He said, "I wouldn't."
Yeah,
do
he said,
like
"Oh,
that."
no."
Yeah.
And you know what, Jakey's like, he's very honest. He said, "Oh, I play for Man. I've grown up here. I could never do that. It's not something I could do."
Yeah.
Now he's saying that about a club legend.
It's heavy. Yeah.
Whether that was, that's what he's. Is any other players thinking that as well?
I'm sure.
They certainly came out. They won after his first game, but they've been pretty ordinary. But Tommy is back. Panthers for me.
Another one on the rundown. Panthers own the Seagulls, winning 9 of the past 10.
Yeah, but they've owned a lot of people the last
4
years.
Yeah, they've owned everyone.
I don't think that's telling the truth.
DCE up against Nathan Cleary. One battle to watch there. Could be the Origin halves.
Yeah, he was good last week. Panthers, I'm not changing my mind.
Raiders take on the Dolphins. Sunday Arvo footy back in the nation's capital. Huge crowd expected at GIO Stadium. It's the Dolphins' first game in Canberra. So it's taken them into their 3rd season to play a game in Canberra.
Yeah, well, that even more reason to back the Raiders.
Yeah.
The good thing that they've got going down there for the Dolphins is it's going to be 2 p.m. So
Was it Canberra Stadium that smells like feces?
What the? Oh, yeah, they had a block sewage there. Remember that years? Yeah, that was a few years ago. The septic tank.
They fixed it?
Pretty sure.
I thought the rumour was that just GIO Stadium smells.
I'm pretty sure they had an issue with the blockage down there, and it was the tank or the grease trap wasn't emptied. It was a grease trap?
Grease trap?
Grease reeks. Would you rather be stuck in a room of feces, smelling-wise, or grease?
Grease.
No way.
Grease.
Grease reeks.
I've never smelled it.
You've never smelled a grease trap? You know when the trucks come along and pump it out of restaurants and stuff?
No.
It's one of
Never smelled it.
I mean, feces is not great.
It's as bad as it gets. I've got to smell a grease trap now.
Oh, it's awful.
Right.
Dunny.
How much grease have they got left over?
Restaurants?
Yeah.
Well, grease rises to the top. And that's how they pump it out.
Right.
It depends what sort of cuisine you're looking in. Like if you're going to a Chinese restaurant.
A lot of grease?
A lot of grease.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of MCG.
Ironically, the Greeks are quite low on the grease.
They are, yes. It's all the Asian cuisine.
Were you madly Googling then about GIO Stadium smelling
Yeah, I couldn't find anything to do with grease traps at GIO. But
No,
I'll keep,
No,
I'll
I
keep
don't think it
Googling.
is a grease trap.
No,
I think it's actually
It
feces.
was a block. It was a block sewer years ago.
Years
And they
ago?
Yeah, the baby. That was, and they had to delay the game.
Tourist is madly Googling.
I'm madly Googling it. It's
You
hard
get
to-
nothing.
Oh, wait. Here we go.
GIO Stadium
Steve Larkham
stinks.
speaks about the smell in Canberra. Hold on. Oh, no. It's just there was a bad smell after a loss. Yeah, it's hard to find.
Okay.
anything.
I think it's Ricky trying to get a new stadium.
Right.
We've got him on tomorrow, boys.
We'll ask him
have we,
about it.
Have I told you this?
No, I didn't
Ricky
know.
Stewart, first time, run home tomorrow, 4 p.m.
Did you play with Ricky or under Ricky?
I played under him.
Under
and
him.
I played against him. And he used to crow peck you.
Angry coach?
Was his first year coaching. Yes, he was very angry.
Fun?
But good angry. Yeah, well, he's
Yeah.
only 34.
Yeah, that's young to be coaching,
He was
isn't it?
34 when we won the comp.
I'm 34 now. I couldn't coach a team of NRL players. No way.
He had some good. We had a good gang. We had John Cartwright, Dean Pay, and David Gillespie. Who
They
were
must have all been pretty young.
around this. Yeah, they would have all been under 40.
Yeah.
But they were so much fun. Like Cement and Cardi were just like big kids.
Yeah,
And
right.
Dina- and
What's
Dina
Cement
too.
doing these days?
Cement is
'Cause Dean Pay kind of kicked on with the coaching thing. So did John Cartwright.
Cardi's in England. What is Cement doing? I don't know. Someone will be able to. Oh, he's on the Wharves, of course. He's out there at Botany.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's a stevedore.
Last game of the round, the West Tigers take on the Sharks. Tigers looking to bounce back after a terrible week and a 16-point loss to the Eels. The Sharks are flying after wins against the Seagulls and the Knights. The last time they met was round 19 last year. The Sharks, 58, defeated the West Tigers 6. Galvin back, Dewey to centres, Royce Hunt on the bench for the Tigers. Hemlin ULA named on the reserves for the Sharks, hasn't played since round 3.
This is a tough one as well. The Tigers are rank outsiders here. Sharks are going good. Yeah, Sharkies for me.
Yeah.
You? Although Leichhardt's a...
I wouldn't mind the Tigers with a start, whatever the start is. If they're getting, put it this way, if they're getting anything over 6.5, I'll take Tigers at the start.
I think you're pretty close to that.
I reckon that they'd have to be getting about 8.5, wouldn't they?
Stand by. Careful what you're gambling with. 6.5.
6. Oh,
Yeah, now
right
you've-
on.
Now you've got to do it.
I got to do it.
You have to do it.
Here's an article. Tourist has found something. Wide World of Sports, March 2024. Canberra Raiders coach Ricky Stewart has called for a new stadium to be built in the capital city after an unpleasant smell was noticed at GIO Stadium on Saturday afternoon. The pungent aroma, as referred to by a reporter in Stewart's press conference, didn't stop the Raiders from securing a win over the Tigers, but it didn't go unnoticed from the club's longtime coach. I feel sorry for those people there with the stench. It's shit.
I know people laugh about it, but we are the capital of Australia, he said. Okay, well, it could just be a blocked sewage. I mean, if you don't build a new house if you just got a blocked drain, do you? I'm still reckon it was a grease trap. And here, look at this. This is Eddie Fletch. I'd rather crawl through sewage pipe in Shawshank Redemption than to be anywhere near a grease trap. And Dunny, who is a plumber, he said grease is hands down the worst thing ever.
Okay. I've just never been exposed to it. I haven't done the hospo thing.
Oh, no, it's awful. Wacky team. Jeremy wants Graham Pooch. You happy with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing's really wowed me today. Lundy, are you out there, brother? You've been very quiet. Usually you come home pretty strong. I need a winger and a front rower. So someone big.
Hi, guys. A scary stat for the Rabbits. After a loss, Melbourne averaged 33 points a game. From the statsman on the Jimmy Smith show, going to be a tough night for the Bunnies, the Cabramatta Flash. 33 points after a loss.
Okay.
Mitch Kenny out again for Panthers. They haven't won a game in 2025 without him. Seagulls beat Panthers in 2024 to break the drought, says Andrew.
Okay. There we go. You're still here? We'll see more on the Joel and Fletch socials and catch us live on SEN Radio. Because if you don't, you're an A grade. But if you do, you're the absolute Mickey.